Special session of Mayor and Council, City of Bisbee, held on Thursday, May 17, 2012, 5:30 p.m., Bisbee Municipal Building, 118 Arizona Street.
First item is eliminate position of Community Development Director, and in the Fire Department professional fees. We have a contract with Monica Patience for the services of Fire Chief Ernest. The indication was to not renew that contract in September. Now the grand total of those cuts is $245,230.
We have to remember back that over the last few years we've lost 21 positions. Every one of those were important positions. Every one of those did something for you on this city, and now we're not just chopping at the bottom, we're chopping at the top.
You know, why those two were chosen, I don't know, but seems to me that there was a plan behind that. We've been hearing that for several years now, and I don't like it.
You know, you're right, Councilor Cline. We have asked employees to sacrifice. We've asked citizens to sacrifice, but we as a council have not quite sacrificed. But I'm going to give us the opportunity to show our resolve. At our next council meeting, I'm going to ask the attorney to draw up an ordinance to send to the voters to take our council salary down to zero. Well, we've got 2 votes. And that will show our resolve for saving money. Councilor Page?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Wow, where do I start? First off, since I was the one that sort of led the way with the Better Bisbee's proposals last week, let me say that there was nothing easy about the work that we had to do up here. They don't pay us enough to take the kind of abuse that we get from people who don't like the decisions that come off of this council. With that said, to be disparaged by another member of council because I have not apparently bled enough in my 17 years of being in Bisbee, it kind of hurts. You weren't here Tuesday night when we were faced with making some really difficult decisions. And it really upsets me that you would make an implication that I have some other agenda regarding the cuts that we had to make. We are problem solvers up here. Okay, we can't sit up here as council members and turn to our city manager and say, well, it's been a rough week, figure it out. He came to us 3 weeks ago. He said, here it is, we're $433,000 in the red, I need you to fix it. He brought the budget to us in 2 weeks of budget workshops, and we had plenty of time to ask questions and to run the numbers. I personally spent 16 hours burning midnight oil on time that I didn't have after running restaurants for 60 hours a week, trying to come up with solutions to the issues that we had in front of us. And we came up with solutions. We have solutions, okay? You have a limited amount of money coming in, and you have to use only what you have coming in. We, number one, can't tax our way to prosperity. That's not going to happen. So to say that, well, our answers lie in tax increases, that's not an answer. If you don't have solutions to the problems that the council is faced with, you can't really go to the other council members and say, I don't really like your solutions. You have constituents, we have constituents. I was approached by over 47 constituents who gave me their what for on what they'd like to see happen. I have friends on the fire department. I have friends in the police department. I don't want to see anything change. I enjoy the level of service. I can't tell you how many times I've called the police and they've showed up in 15 minutes. Or fire departments and showed up in 10 minutes. I mean, it's nothing about this is easy. Nothing. And it's not going to get any easier if we don't act on development in this community and do something to bring more business to town. Now, Better Bisbee is just one small group. But our Chamber of Commerce is a large group as well, 200 members of that organization. They need to be in here lobbying you with the kind of development that they'd like to see. And I'd encourage everybody in this room, I wish we could fill a room as much as we have in here tonight when a developer wants to come to town and build something. That's taxable income. But when the time comes to actually make the cuts, because we haven't made the decisions necessary to increase development, i.e. a tax base, we start getting angry with one another. And that doesn't make any sense. Fill this room next time there's a development that comes to town. Next time there's an opportunity to make some money in this community, fill this room and tell this council what you want. But you can't come to this council and vilify us and disparage us in public, and we can't fight amongst ourselves just because we don't like the solutions that we've come up with. We're still $167,000 in the red. Do you have any solutions for that? Because I don't approve of that. I don't want to see another $67,000 in the red. I don't agree. I think we need more cuts. And Mr. Mayor, I'd be more than happy to give up my $200 a month and do this for absolutely nothing.
$19,600 a year is what the figure is.
That's fantastic. And if that number could bring back one of the people that we've had to let go, I'm more than willing to lobby everybody on this council to do that. So, get a little emotional about this. If any of you out there think that this is easy, please, not for 1 second do you think that there are no agendas up here from any of us. We enjoy this community, and we're here because we enjoy the kind of community that we've got. And these cuts are necessary. If anybody had any better solutions, I think they would have brought it to me, but I don't remember anybody. I don't see anybody in this room that brought me a suggestion other than the ones that that we're asking to be implemented. So I thank you for the time and the floor, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councilor Page. Is there a motion?
I'd love to hear from you, Mayor. You're our
You
leader.
heard from me. I cut your salary.
I move to approve Resolution R-12-05, adopting the tentative budget for fiscal year 2012-2013 in the amount of $24 million. Oh, that's a big one. $24,869,653.
Second.
Motion and a second. Anything else from the council? Since the clerk is missing a microphone, I'm going to call the roll. Councilor Page?
Aye.
Councilor Scott?
Aye.
Councilor Giacomino?
Yay.
Councilor Budge?
Aye.
Councilor Burke?
Aye.
Councilor Cline?
Nay.
I don't think that I can vote for this, nor do I want to vote against it, so I'm going to abstain. I've done it. An abstention is a yes vote. So it passes 5-2. Move we adjourn.